Alright, welcome on back, ladies and gentlemen, into Act 2, Part 3. Third of the Astral Moon. I'm really thoroughly enjoying this series. Gives me time to just chill out, relax. And overall, the characters are amazing. Good morning. Good morning, Mel. Good morning, Blaze. What have you both been up to today? Oh, you know, dilly-dallying and such. I was not dilly-dallying. He was. It goes well with the brooding. Sounds like a wonderful morning. Can I offer you both something to drink in the early hours? Yes, please. Can you make me something smart and sparkly? I can do. If I remember right, it's gonna be this drink right here. Yep, sparkling noble. That one. Sparkling noble. A little bit of charisma. There we go. Intelligence all the way. And there we go. Order up. So how has y'all's day, weekend? Overall, how are y'all? Because I know I post these on Fridays, not weekends, so I don't know why I asked that. Anyways, yeah. A fresh brew of smart sparkles. Thank you, this is just the right amount of sparkle. Happy to hear that. Blaze, what can I get you? Nothing. Alright. So, has the Kate found its way back home yet? Yes. The vampire was thankful, if melancholic. Well, words. It seems to have awakened memories of old woe. He seemed pretty excited to me. He should be. It fit him well. Almost like it was made for him. It was very interesting seeing a vampire in person. His fangs were shorter than I thought they would be. I expected them to be the size of colossal saber-toothed tiger fangs, but they were much tinier. A common misconception. Where did you find him? At the local Gaia temple. It got split in the middle by a fallen star. That sounds morbidly interesting. It was. I overheard some priests say they're thinking about rebuilding the temple around it because it looked kind of cool. And people like distinct temples. They do. The vampire was traveling with a really nice dwarf and a holy woman of Cassiopeia. They were asking around to see if the priest knew anything about the Stargate rain. Did they? No. I could have told them that 2 days ago. But while we were sneaking around and listening in, we overheard the strangest conversation. Turns out, late. Why do I keep doing this? Ilya. Ilthea. That's the cleric's name. Found out that one of the priests was actually a wobbling ooze in disguise. Wobbling ooze? Interesting. Scandalous. I know, right? But in the end, it was all okay. The others forgave him, and he promised to try and become a real priest. Apparently, he really loves the humanity in the temple. They all hugged and everything. It was very sweet. I was really happy we could see that from the shadows. We? Me and the mysterious and quiet Blaze. He's my new associate. I'm no such thing. It's great to see you two working together so closely. You make a great duo. We are not a duo. Thank you. How do you find the right moment to give Kyle his cape between all of those heightened emotions? We didn't. She got caught. I thought one of the pillars would be big enough to hide behind, but it wasn't. It wasn't a pillar, it was a tall vase. It felt very well hidden when Althea suddenly asked me if I wanted to stop hiding now. She was paying a lot of attention. I think she noticed me from the very beginning. She's so cool and smart. Did you ask her about her investigation? I did, but she said it was too early to share any insight. Even when I kept asking, she wouldn't budge. So I asked Master Smith Frostgrip to tell me more about the temple's architecture instead. Did you know that its altar was built from a 1,000 years old oak? I didn't? That's fascinating. It is? She also told me that I have to work on my stealth, that being small isn't going to be enough. I think she knows from experience. Better not tell her that. Better not. So are you going to work on it? Yes, Blaze is going to show me the ropes. Is he now? Have to. She'll get herself killed otherwise. It's a very dramatic way to look at things, but also very nice of you. So, would you say your investigation was a success? Kind of. We got to see how clueless the other investigators are and returned the cape to Mr. Vampire. But we didn't find out anything new about the stars, and I didn't even get to see any monsters. I was hoping maybe some would have fallen from the astral sea and I could have studied them. A dangerous, if very exciting dream. Mostly a foolish one. You think so? Have you met monsters before? What kinds? Do you have favorites? What were the first ones you ever met? Did you try to eat? Did they try to eat you or be your friend? Of course, I've encountered monsters before. They've been a part of my life for many years. The shadows are full of them. Really? That's scary. Of course it is. So the first monster you ever saw were shadow monsters? No, they were much worse than that. What is it? Can I have a drink? After all, the words aren't flowing easily. Of course. Same as last time? Yes. Let's see if I can find something sweetly charismatic. Spirit heart? No, yeah, spirit. It's spoken heart. Trying to remember these. A little bit of defense. And a little bit of strength. And I think, yeah. And the rest, all charisma. Put her up. Broken heart. I've always wanted to try out being a bartender. Granted, I gotta get my license for that. A drink just for you. Thanks. What about y'all? Have y'all ever been a bartender or did bartending in general? Let me know. How is it? Fine. That means it's perfect. So, Where was I? Oh, right. Shadow monsters. And I'm so interested in bartending that I know it's a art form and not just a craft or just a job. So, I don't know. It's just fascinating that people can make drinks taste so damn good but so strong at the same time. They're not even alcoholic at all. Back when I was younger, I had just joined the Shadow Danes and was eager to prove myself. That said, there are great riches afar in the depths of the grave. Travel Mac, a dangerous mountain range in eastern Eso? Hidden treasures troves full of precious gems and gold, and I owned some debts. Hoping to find some jewels, I made my way there to the darkest of its crevices. Guarding its depths were creatures no one would ever choose to face. Bleak stalkers straight from the Twilight Chasm. Hideous creatures that have every right to be associated with the Nightmare Realm. They typically feed on rocks and gemstones, but they seem to think bones have the same general consistency. I wasn't able to harm them with my mortal weapons, so I distracted them with some of the gems I had managed to pocket earlier. It was so close. It was a close call. I will never forget their twisted antlers and beak-like snouts. That sounds kind of cute. They were not cute. If so, if you say so, maybe one day I'll encounter one. Pray you never will. No thanks. Rumor unlocked, all nightmares, no shadow. Sweet. It is now midday. Puppet Master. Inkeep. Hand me a drink, will you? Coming right up, Lynn. Any preferences? The usual. Something strong and powerful? Exactly. Strong and powerful. Yet is the Southern Brawler. Little bit of charisma. A little bit of defense. And the rest, all strength to the very tip, top, and water up with the Southern Brawler. Ta-da, a drink. You have a messed up definition of strong. What? Strength lies in the eye of the holder. Yeah, and yours need prescriptions. So you can keep. You got room in the neat little book full of recipes for one more drink. Oh, okay, so she's giving me another recipe. Cool, because I was about to say, this is what you ordered last time, Lynn. Sure, you got one for me. You bet, it's my, yeah, it's what my Baba used to drink back in the day. My adventure reminded me of it. My adventure, Sailor Courage? Thank you, Lynn. So, since you're here in my tavern, unharmed and in somewhat good spirits, I'm guessing you survived your encounter with the Wyvern Chimera? I did, obviously. Congratulations. You encountered a Chimera? Sure did. Lived to tell the tale, too. You or the Chimera? Both. Cool. Are you the best? Are you a beast slayer? I am, though this time no beast was slain. I'm Carolyn. You? Mel, the greatest detective in the world, whole world wide. Detective in the whole wide world. Yeah, I thought I was saying that wrong. And this is my assistant. Your assistant got a name? Melchit? Melchit? Chitty? Melchitty? I cannot pronounce names! Continue on. I see. So, Mel, you're interested in chimeras? I'm interested in everything, chimeras especially. If you like, I'll tell you that sneaky innkeep and your punk in crime over there, how I outsmarted one. Yes, please. I would love that. Well, alright. Strap in tight then. Our friendly innkeep here sent me on a quest to collect some saliva from the wyvern chimera in the Weg mangrove. It's the key ingredient for a vampire sunscreen. That makes sense. The issue is the marshlands, the chimera's home turf. There's no way I could outfight it in its own domain. So I went the route of trickery. My Baba always said all the chimeras she's encountered enjoyed some good subterfuge, whatever that means. I ain't really the brain type, but I thought even if I failed, it might be entertained enough to help me anyhow. Needed to pick a clever approach, of course, so I did the only reasonable thing to do in this situation. I talked to a mouse. Talk to a mouse? A mouse? A mouse. Found one local to the marshland. Offered him a bunch of cheese if he agreed to help me out. It was pretty easy to convince. Why a mouse? Everyone knows chimeras are afraid of mice, dummy. Exactly. I thought if it was scared, it might use its 3 brains less. I don't think chimeras are scared of mice, but alright. Cool. So I dressed up the mouse in the best wizard regalia I could find and made myself invisible. You can do that? Not usually, but the innkeep's drink came with great perks. They do indeed, though I do not recall granting you invisibility. Yeah, invisibility might be too strong a word. But with the wits I got from your drink, I remembered something. Chimeras have a hard time discerning between different shades of green. Oh, I think I know where this is going. Got quite the hand in conflict, so I figured I'd put it to good use. Camouflage, I'm a dork. I gathered some underbrush, sticks and leaves, and made some glue from tree resin and spit. Spit? Everything holds together better with spit. Let me jot that down. Sure thing, kiddo. So I put it all together into a cloak of camouflage. Put some mud on my face and was ready to go. So dressed up and camouflaged the mouse, and I, unseen, approached the chimera. It was resting near a muddy stream, and 2 of its heads were in deep discussion about the sanctity of canon compliances. What kind of heads did it have? Besides the dragon one, obviously. Classic lion and snakehead combo. First of all, heard us approaching. First they seemed curious, but all but all three of them froze up when they saw the mouse. Literally, a little thing looked mighty tall with its impressive wizard hat. I stayed right behind him, making his footsteps sound heavy. My camouflage seemed to work. The different shades of green and brown made me blend into the marshy landscape. From up close, I could see the chimera trying to hide its fear as the mouse drew nearer, so I started the show. The mouse, or me, same thing at the point, loudly announced that I was a great wizard, and he had come to collect spell casting ingredients for his plane switching spell. He was prepared to fight, but was willing to bargain if the chimera valued its life. To underline his great power and everything, I even made him float on my invisible hand. Luckily for me, the chimera was more than ready to take up the offer, though it did briefly argue with itself on whether feeling was better opinion. Fleeing was the better option. The snake wanted to fight, but only until the mouse growled or I growled, one and the same really. So the great mouse mage stated his conditions in no uncertain terms. 1 bucket of saliva, and in return he would leave the chimera in peace forever. Helped a lot that he could summon the bucket out of thin air. Briefly lost my sanity when there was more in creature arguing, but finally the chimera agreed. It filled the bucket with plenty of saliva within a disturbing quick time frame. Happy to have avoided an monumental volcano, the mouse wizard and his bucket of valuable chimera saliva floated away, promising that he would keep his honorable word. What an incredible ruse. Guess I got some of my Baba brains and charm after all. More than some, it seems. Let's not get too carried away. Once we were out of sight, I had to keep up my own end of the deal, of course. After getting out of my camouflage, I thanked the mouse and gave him the enormous amount of cheese and had promised him. Wouldn't that much cheese be way too heavy for a single mouse to carry? Turns out the mouse was actually a wizard after all. Had some sort of dimensional pocket he could store it all in. That makes sense. Disappearing with the cheese and just left its ridiculous hat with me. Bid me farewell before I asked him why he didn't say something sooner about the whole wizard thing, you know? Typically mouse with a wizard hat, I see. I prefer the detective personality. Me too. Afterwards, I thought it was in the clear. I was in the clear. When I suddenly felt something breathing heavily right behind me. When I turned around, I was looking right into the scaly eye of a wyvern chimera. Apparently I had wanted to know where the wizard would take his leave so that it could move to a more secure spot. Though I was about to be smoked. But apparently Baba was right, they do like a good ruse. So it wasn't mad? No, it was amused, impressed even. In return for making its week, it let me live and left me with some strange words. Strange words? Stranger than talking dragon head? I mean, that's kind of what dragon heads do, right? Not sure, maybe they do typically speak in prophecies. Prophecies? That's what it said it was giving me. It said, hope will fall and hope will rise. A hero will tether its final trade, burning the past and keeping the dead. Sounds like a bunch of to me. How blasphemous. Don't say it wasn't real, but why do they gotta make these things so cryptic? Ain't no one got time to interpret this kind of stuff. That's the thing with prophecies, no need to interrupt them. You'll realize exactly what they mean soon enough. What hero do you think it was talking about? No clue. I bet it's you. Ain't no hero. I think you might be, Lynn. You know, what would be very heroic of you? What? If you brought that saliva to Kyle the vampire, I'm sure his happiness about finally being able to walk in the sun again will be extraordinary. Too lazy to go yourself? My domain is merely my tavern. You're much more likely to run into him. Fine. Might as well. Guess I owe the leech a thanks for proving me with this strange adventure. Did you have fun? It was fun. Yes, I'll admit it. It was fun. Just wish I could tell my Baba all about it. But you make a good stand-in keep. Stand-in keep. Thank you. I try. Now, any of you happen to know where I can find this vampire? Last saw him at the Gaia Temple. The priest might know where he went. I know where he wanted to go. I overheard him talking about it. Care to share? I want to trade it. The information, I mean. For what? Can you teach me how to use greatsword? A greatsword? I'm sorry, Pipsqueak. I don't think you're gonna be able to right now. That's it? Sure thing. Right now? Is right now okay? I've got time. It might take you more than one lesson, though. Agreed. That's okay. I've also got time. It's a deal, then. I'll show you the basics, and you tell me where to find the vampire. Yippee! That's it. That is, if your assistant is alright with it. Don't care. Not my curious. Not my circus. Not my monkey. I do believe Yokai said that saying a couple of times. Maybe a year ago? I don't remember exactly. I just never understood it until way later. Rumph. Okay, kiddo, let's go into keep. Can we use your front yard? Of course. Go wild. Will do. Are you coming too, Mel? Hold up. Mel is M-A-L? Maybe the cat girl is actually Millie. I'll read it once I see it again. No, I'll stay here and have another drink. Okay, you can join us later. Millie? Millie. Is that how you pronounce her name? Millie? I can't wait to learn how to fight. I'll be so helpful for future adventures. And Keep, do you have any question that could go on after this? To practice my swords and stealth skills? Any quests, not questions. Not yet, but I'm sure something will come in. Be patient. I promise I'll have a quest for you soon. Can't wait. I'm going to destroy any challenge with wit, stealthiness, and giant swords. Ha! I know you will. But first I gotta practice. See you later. I like your I like her ambition. I like her naivety. Some would call it optimist. You know what it is. A waste of time. Delusions get you nowhere. You would know. Another drink, please. Same as before, sweet and all. Coming right up. If I remember correctly, yep, the charisma one. And ooh, okay, so this is definitely a lot more stronger. So crap ton of strength, a little bit more defense, a little bit of this what is it called? Dexterous, and a little bit of charisma for that one. Sailor's courage. But anyways, he's looking for this one. Broken heart. Right? Yeah. Just had to make sure. Crap ton of charisma. All the way to the top. There we go. And a little bit of defense. And a little bit of strength. And there we go. Spoken heart. Order up. Oh, some sweet optimism for your most pessimistic customer. This is sweet enough to make me optimistic for future drinks. Wow, I'm proud of myself here. You should be. So, Melachite? Melachite? I really cannot pronounce that name. Just leave me to my pondering. Got it. Seriously, how do you pronounce it? Driving me insane. Oh, hey! Fable. Hiya, Inkeep. Hiya, Fable. I'm so happy to see the tavern looking healthy again, and you too. I'm sorry it took me so long to check in. That's alright. I hope the last 2 days weren't too hard on you. No, not at all. I was just very busy. A bunch of Ashen Grove's trees got knocked over, and I spent a lot of time rescuing and leading groups therapy sessions with the local wildlife. And of course I had to check in on all the nearby settlements to see if they needed help with any damage after all of that. Did Uncle Dragon make it? Yes, the werewolf settlement took a bit of a hit, but everyone made it out okay. Mr. Dragon was making emergency soup when I arrived. I think he's a stress cooker. It's very nice of you to check in with everyone. I had to make sure everyone was okay. I used up a lot of my healings selves, but that's what they're there for. I'm not happy I had to use them, but I'm glad I was prepared. Maybe I request something. Go ahead. Do you maybe have a drink in your repertoire that could assist someone in a situation like mine? Your drinks are powerful. I'd like something that would make me suffer while also replenishing my social energy. I think I'm all done with helping out now, but a drink like that would be a real game changer in case something like this happens again. I don't think I have a recipe for that yet. But don't worry, I've already got an idea. 1,000 wins. But even without Without such a drink, I'm sure people were very thankful for your presence. Well, they weren't mad about it, at least. Though, I sort of feel like people aren't really as concerned as I thought they'd be. When I saw the starfall, I thought for sure the world was going to end. Yes, I recall. You were right that it wouldn't, of course. But I thought that people would be a little more freaked out by the lack of night sky. But everyone just seemed to be okay with it. I asked one of my sisters about it, and she said, "Who cares? Some wild-eyed adventure will surely put them back at some point. Let's worry about replanting these tomatoes." I don't even know if you could put them back. You can never put back what's lost, but you can always replace it with something new. I'm not sure that you can replace the stars if you should approach lost that way. It's all the matter of perspective. I wouldn't mind a bunch of trees up in the night sky for a change. That would be interesting, right? But it still would be much nicer if something would just stay the same. They never do. I'm just happy everyone is okay. Did you check on Lynn yet? She should be hacking my traces to pieces outside. She should be hacking my tresses to pieces outside? Traces? Oh, I don't know. I did outside on your definitely not hacked up terrace, I think. Yeah, terrace. Just one of the curiosity, do you owe any wood glue? It was nice to see that she's okay too. I was a little worried she would just leave and never talk to me again. So it was nice watching her train Melly with so much enthusiasm, and to catch up a bit, that too. She tried to rope me in their great sword training. Did you accept? I'm not really a sword kind of elf, but it was fun to watch her teach Melly. She's very sweet, indeed. And it was just I just realized to see it, relieved to see it, Carolyn doing alright. And she was relieved about Mr. Dragon. And about you, I'm sure. Maybe. To celebrate our well-being despite the absurdity of this world, how about a drink? I would love a drink. Can I have something agile and swift? Still have to make my way back home later, and I could use some speed for that. I'm sure I'll find just the right thing. So are we gonna try out the new recipe? Was that stamp there the whole time? The one next to the cup thing? Ooh. Okay. So that's got a decent amount of defense and charisma and a little bit of dex. Okay. Swift Strike. She did order something swifty. Oh, the dex. And a little bit of intelligence. And a little bit of defense. And there we go. Swift Strike. Order up. Swiftly and quickly, your favorite drink. Thank you. Your drinks are still the highlight of my day. It makes the best drinks, right? They're okay. Really? Do you actually think that? My dude. Stop pretending. You already admitted that my drinks are the best. So. Or is this a thing where you just don't want to be nice? People seem to do that a lot for some reason. It tastes good as things can taste when you're, me. Well said, thank you. By the way, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Fable. I'm an elf and a ranger, and I came here a lot. I'm here a lot. They are also an incredible, courageous, and capable hero. That's not true, not yet. I'm working on it. Being a hero, I mean. Why? Because I dream of adventure and all the wonderful, exciting things it can bring. And I want to help people. Why? Why not? I'm Melechite. Let me know how you say this new name of his, please. Oh, you're Mel. I mean, Melechite, obviously. That means saying not being able to say it. Melly just talked about a Mel. She said they, or I guess you, are very cool and her new friend. She sounded very happy about it. We're not friends, just won't leave me alone. Oh, okay. Then why do you spend time with her if you don't like her? That sounds really mean. She keeps following me. Can you take her along? Not by choice. I don't know you well enough to judge the truth behind all of this. But I think you should be honest with her and with yourself. Honestly, it goes a long way. I also believe that thing is Zephyr. It could be fixed with honesty as well. You mean the missing familiar? I heard several family familiars are missing, actually. Interesting. And I believe with so many mages and familiars present, someone is bound to know something. But maybe they're just scared to face possible consequences for their honesty. Mage Manny. Sounds like Zephyr is going through an eventful time. Thank you for letting me know. I'll keep an eye or two out for future developments. Zephyr isn't very far from here, is it? Not too far. It's in eastern Faso, and is to my knowledge the biggest harbor town the Republic has to offer. I can only recommend its many summer festivals, very pretty fireworks. Why? Does it sound like something up your alley? No, not mine, but Meliana is seeking her first quest. Maybe this could be something for her. She needs to practice her skills outside of risk-free theory. Good idea. I'll see if I can reserve it for her. Sorry for asking, but first quest? I thought Melly just turned 10. Isn't that a bit young for quests? No, I was a similar age when I ventured on my first quest. The one with the horrifying nightmare creatures? Yes. Oh, that's sad. No, that's cool. I mean, it's cool, but scary for somebody so young. And he did state that it was pretty damn scary, so... No, I think that's a little sad. Children shouldn't have to face each danger that early. Why not? It's always there. Might as well confront them with it when they're young so they can accept its existence in their lives. It's an insane thing to say. Just because the world can be horrible doesn't mean we should confront children with that fact as early as we can. It's already bad enough that us grown-ups have to deal with it so much. Why should they just accept it if we can make the world a better place for them instead? I mean, when you were on a quest with an, I quote, horrifying nightmare creatures, weren't you scared? Wouldn't you have preferred not to be alone? It builds character. A character that thinks we should put other kids in miserable situations. Sure did a lot of good for you there. Weren't your parents worried to death about you? She doesn't know. You got enough rumors to make a quest yet, Innkeeper? Not yet. Give me another day. People are so busy talking about or ignoring all the star debris. They're losing sight of the important things, like feeding me new information. Is that very nutritious for you? No, but it's fun. In that case, the fun I can provide in a day is running out. Unfortunately, the horrors of this world do not stop chasing me, nor anyone else. I shall take my leave. Good luck. See you around with less horrors, I hope. Now I'm worried about Melicate or Millie? Both. Are you really going to send her on that quest? If she wants to go, but I don't think you have to worry about it that much. Clifford is a beautiful city with a very low crime rate. I think she can handle a couple of rowdy familiars. And I doubt she'd be going alone. I hope not. There's little worse than being alone when you're scared. Very true. Are you scared of anything? Bad Yelp reviews? I don't think you have to be scared of that. You make the best drinks in all of Astria. I think as long as you like my drinks, I'll be okay. You've got my 5 stars in the bag. I would ask what you're afraid of, but the answer would be everything. Is it? Yes, but I'm working on not letting my fears stop me. I might not be able to avoid feeling afraid, but I can always just do things when scared, rather than not at all. Maybe that is still terrifying, though. How do you handle situations you're afraid of? I used to have a terrible habit of just walking away from things that scared me, but with the right people by my side, staying becomes less of a crushing weight on my shoulders. You realize that even things aren't perfectly comfortable, they are still worth experiencing. That sounds lovely. I've never seen friends of yours around the tavern before. Maybe you should invite them over sometime. Perhaps, though, one of my friends is sitting here right now. Where? Wait, are they invisible? Oh, you mean me. That makes me really happy. Also makes me feel pretty bad about having to go back home. Don't worry. Go home, fix the many things that worry you, as long as you come back. Always. I'll see you tomorrow, Innkeeper. See you tomorrow, my friend. Oh, interesting night. So let's feed our buddy, clean up the tavern, and blow out the candles for you to go on to the next episode. So if you enjoy the series or horror games, indie games, and RPGs, please go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future episodes and future videos. Peace out, guys.